Hey, it's the Four with Playboy.
And my Playboys Bunny.
Welcome to our podcast where we discuss game, pickup, relationships, and
Sex.
today we're going to talk about
Sex.
girls' secret sex lives.
So hot.
I think a lot of guys become shocked when they kind of come into the game world or the red pill world to find out. Sometimes it's things they suspected, and then sometimes it's things that they go, I never thought about that. And then they look at their history and they go, yeah, there's a lot of that. And this is how you know a lot of these things are true. Things like girls travel to fuck. You know, they like to be anonymous. They like to be away from home.
Yeah.
They like to be where there's no accountability.
Yes.
That girls banging multiple men and hiding the men from each other that they'll never know about each other is common.
Yeah, multiple men at the same time.
Exactly. The girl that you're meeting for a first date, there's quite often she might have two fuck buddies.
Yeah.
You know, and I always tell guys there's a chance that she fucked somebody that day before she came to see you.
It's true.
Because every player's, been banging a girl at like noon, and you just casually go, "What are you doing tonight?" And they go, "I got a date."
Yeah.
And that's how you know that a lot of these guys are going out with girls that slept with somebody earlier that day.
Exactly.
And if you're the player, it really reinforces
why you're
being a player. Exactly. Post breakup, divorce, rampant cock riding. I think we just did a thing on this.
Yes.
And there's reasons, and it's this. We got a podcast on it. But girls that would normally never sleep with two men in the same day, or three men in one weekend, or any of these under most circumstances, after a breakup or when the divorce is finalized, there's a couple weeks, sometimes a month, where they're trying to get their mojo back.
They're riding their dickscapade. I did a bunny show live on this.
Yeah, I mean it's that big of a deal and that common, and literally tens or even hundreds of men whose sex didn't count. You know, if you like to ask a girl how many men she's slept with, she'll tell you boyfriends.
Yeah.
Boyfriends are the only ones that count.
The ones that were actually serious, not just the ones she quote unquote dated, because then she's dating them for a night at a time.
Exactly. You will see serial monogamists. They'll go, I was always in a relationship. And she won't give you a number because she was in 17 relationships that year.
In 17 days.
Yeah. But these are just examples. There's a couple more variations. But what you need to know is if you ask, women will patently deny that this exists.
Oh, yeah.
And the reason is twofold. Anti-slut defense. The knee-jerk reaction is to deny it happens in the first place.
Sure.
That retains the value of all women. That's kind of the secret of the sisterhood. And it's an agreement, whether it's said or unsaid. You know, it's kind of like the secret society for men.
Girls don't want to be slutty, old, or ugly, period. And we'll do anything we can to protect those three things.
And they don't want to be the girl that you're going up to other girls going, hey, Cheryl told me that all girls fuck other. Well, she might do that.
Yeah.
That's the response. She
true.
might do that, but we don't.
That's right.
Yeah, Cheryl's a whore. You know, I mean, and the second thing is it helps retain her sexual market value.
Yeah.
Because if she says, yeah, I kind of went through that after I went through a breakup. I slept with like 5 guys over a weekend at a party and the next day. Well, her market value is dropping precipitously. Yeah. And anything she tells you sexually about herself damages her status next to you.
Sure.
And she wants to keep her sexual market value or status as high as humanly possible around you. Mm-hmm. Even if she has a good grasp of sexuality, they still are super cognizant of where it is against yours, you know.
Oh, yeah.
So, because they want to stay up as high as possible. And they know that there's a line for a lot of men that if they drop below it, he'll dump her.
Yeah.
You know, it's not unusual. And that's a nightmare scenario for girls. That sex she had in the past will affect her future.
Yeah.
You know.
It's true.
So girls generally can't talk about sex outside of the bedroom in the first place. And you're never going to get them to discuss these topics. You know, you just aren't. So you don't ask.
Well, and I mean, on very rare occasions, I think that you'll have like a fuck buddy or something in your rotation who will be pretty candid with you because neither of you are really invested in one another. But it really, even as a man, you start to go,
Holy shit.
good God. I mean, Lord.
It's counterintuitive too, because men always think that their wife is going to be as crazy and as open with them as they've ever been with any man.
Yeah.
It doesn't work that way, because you have higher value to her than some guy rando that she fucked.
Right.
So you're going to get the very best version of her.
Right.
You know, I mean, it's counterintuitive to what most men think.
The very best according to her.
Exactly.
Not according to you.
Exactly.
Or she would,
Which
be,
would be
a sex fiend in your bed.
Exactly. But that's the real deal. Is husbands tend to be the last to know.
Yeah.
And that's okay. I mean, that's just the way everything was designed. Is she's going to keep her cards as close to the chest as humanly possible with the men that mean the most to her. You know, she doesn't let her dad know any of this.
Right.
You know, the men that matter to her most know usually the least.
Yeah.
You know?
But I will say, hopefully if you're listening to this podcast or similar, you know, content like what we put together about game and relationships and especially sex, we're hoping that you are able to attract and maintain high sexual attraction and a little bit of dread with the women in your life so that you are getting their best, even whether you've been married for, or, you know, together for 3 months or married for 30 years. We want you to still be having hot sex, which is why I do courses like my Ignite Your Wife 30-day sexual reset. It all matters, and just because she holds you in high value doesn't necessarily mean that you can't keep that sexual kitten at play for a very long time. So neither of you get bored, and both of you can really enjoy a healthy sex life for a lifetime.
And the Ignite Your Wife works for girlfriends too. And it's a master class.
Yeah.
And so the link will be for that will be below.
Yeah.
You know. So if you like this podcast, subscribe, like, tell us your stories.
Yes.
Of, you know, where some girl like opened her mouth and all of her secrets fell out. You know? I mean, they do. I mean, if they drink, sometimes it comes out.
That's true.
You know,
that's true.
Or the time that it dawned on you, you're like, yeah, she's been lying to me the whole time.
This math is really
This
not
math
adding
is
up.
this is a new math.
This is
1 is 5 and 5 is 100.
We want you to win. Bye.